And welcome back.
Welcome back. Episode what?
7.
Ooh.
We are moving down that line. Come on, let me give us a little bit of. No. There we go.
Because it was a funny.
Right. I didn't even touch that. I touched that first. It is us, guys, and we are back for episode 7.
Yes, episode 7.
We are moving along here. Yes, give ourselves some kudos. And today we are here for episode 7.
Yes.
And we're actually going to have a little bit of a free talk today.
A free talk.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're definitely first going to touch upon our news. We're going to pray first. Then we're going to touch on our news. 4 amazing stories that we've noticed in the last week or last few days. And we're going to discuss those. And then we're also going to go into what we call today just a free conversation about some things that even we've been discussing and we've been experiencing. So,
is it possible, even if it's not my prayer, but if it's a prayer that I saw and I would love to share it, is that possible?
anything is possible, Queen.
Okay. Let me turn it up.
I don't know who this is going to help, but may God give you creativity outside from chaos and outside from pain. May God give you hustle and inspiration and a drive and ambition outside of survival. Because many of us have grown up in survival mode. So the only time we know how to really hustle and be motivated is when there's an emergency. But when everything is okay, you get so stuck in the contentment of things being okay that you get scared to rock the boat. And so you never get out of it. But may God grant you the ambition, the motivation, and the fearlessness to still thrive and to still go get it, even when everything is okay. And may God still give you creativity, even when you're not in pain, even when you're not hurting or healing from something. Because I've been the kind of person that I can only produce out of my pain. And I don't want to produce out of my pain anymore. I told God, I don't want to just be able to produce out of my pain. I want to produce out of my life's purpose. So I pray that God still gives you creativity outside of your chaos and ambition outside of survival.
Nice. I hope they could hear it.
I'm going to have him
Might
play
have should
it.
have put it by the.
I'm going to have him do it.
Okay.
Put on there.
Nice.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God.
Yeah. So that's kind of funny too, right? Because my boss and I were just talking about that today. This just weirdness of like, almost like when you know you're at that deadline and that paper is due or that assignment is due or papers have to be turned in, like all of a sudden you get this urgency to get it done. And so just learning how to change the culture of waiting until it's the last minute, but getting yourself prepared leading up to. Often before I created a closer spiritual lifestyle, it was always like that. When you're in the middle of something, it's like, oh my God, help me. Lord, save me.
And so what if at that time you're producing your best work when you're under like a strict, like you have this deadline, you're under that pressure? It's not good for you. Like, you had to work your mind up into all of that to get it prepared. And it's like, just take it day by day. I was talking to my coworker today who said that she would love to be a psychologist. She wants to have her own practice or whatever. And then there's another person who always says, oh, you're going to leave your job? What about your job? You're going to leave the DOE? Yes. For my peace. I don't want to work an extra job. Why? You make extra money? No. Sometimes my mental costs way more money than it's worth way more than money. And I feel like some people don't understand that. I'm not trying to operate in survival anymore. I'm not going to be afraid to jump out and do whatever it is that I need to do because I'm not going to be worried how I'm going to pay my bills. If I have faith, then I know that my bills will be paid as long as I'm jumping out and doing what it is that I was put here to do. So I just wanted to share.
Yeah. Now, that was a dope prayer. Thank you. This week in news.
Yes. You want to talk about Brian McKnight?
We can talk about him.
Let's
too.
talk about Mr. Brian McKnight. You don't got nothing for. Give him the gunshots or the sword, rather.
Well, yeah, because
Give that to him. Oh,
he get that.
oh, he's a bird.
He gets a bird.
He's a bird.
He's a whole duck. I don't get that. I don't condone it. I don't appreciate it. I don't respect it. I've lost great respect for him as an artist. I wasn't never really a big Brian McKnight fan anyway, but bro, you mad whack.
Mad whack.
Like, that's mad whack. So you get a new wife and new kids and fridge the kids you had? Like, mind you, his son that was just on the news looked just like him. I said, goddamn.
Not giving him your name again, like it never happened.
Like,
you
you
had
don't
nobody
already-
to carry your legacy. Like, that's mad shady.
I mean, but unless he was doing like George Foreman, and because George Foreman, every one of his sons' names are George, George, and George. Okay, so unless that was his idea of, he can't be a junior because you already have a junior on paper. So he has to be the third because that's just the legal way it has to go.
Not right, and we should play devil's advocate because again, sometimes women, we have babies and we try to use these babies as a pawn. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know what the mother has been telling the kids or however that situation has been. But Brian McKnight, I'm talking about from what you're showing and the things you're saying that makes you whack.
I mean, so I'm not even challenging their past relationship. I'm not, because there's three sides: his, hers, and the truth. And we all know, personal experience and all, that you can have a raggedy ass relationship. Not disputing that. What I'm disputing is your outward expression of love towards one group of kids as opposed to all your kids. Right? Regardless of what is going on, the children that you birthed from your loin don't deserve any of what's happening.
Absolutely not.
Regardless of what happened with, irregardless, I don't think that's a word. Regardless, I could hear Tad now, like, that is not a word. Regardless of what happened with the mom, those kids have nothing to do with that.
Nothing. I
don't like it. So you get. Let me see what he gets.
Yeah, give him something because.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all right. What else we could talk about? Go ahead, you go. I got some good.
Mine's was the mom in Florida. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm so angry over that.
I'm tired.
I'm angry at the fact that this baby had to watch his mother get shot through a door, or for an iPad. No, not all for an iPad. Over ignorance and racism and hatred and bigotry. And the fact that white America the world that we live in has allowed white America to completely devalue our lives.
Yes.
This woman was in a public park. Let me say that again. Public park with her children. She's dead. It took the local police department 24 hours to arrest this woman. More to put her face on the news. The fact that the sheriff continues to get up there and make 1,000 excuses. I'm just so angry. I'm freaking livid.
Yeah.
I'm livid. This fact that if that was a black woman, she'd have been arrested off her porch. They would have slandered her name. We would have found out about
what she did when
she
she
was
was
12.
Right.
It would have been her kids are bad. It would have
Right.
been everything.
Her dad left her. Her mother didn't
Son.
love her. Her mother's a recovering addict.
Yet it's a racist ass, crazy ass white woman who should have stayed her raggedy ass in the house. And I'm using all kind of profanity because this is just how freaking mad I am. She didn't have to go outside. That white woman never had to leave her house. You don't deserve a name. You deserve the white woman because you never even had to leave your house to go outside and interact with that woman and her children. And if it wasn't for the community, if it wasn't for this young woman's mom fighting that they go and get that damn woman and press charges on her, they would have dragged their fucking feet. It wouldn't be on the national news. And then what makes me even more angry is that none of us as African Americans are going to be angry enough to fight this.
Yeah.
I'm angry.
I'm very angry.
Yeah, I'm pissed off.
I pray to God that I never had to encounter that, and I'm sorry. I apologize, to the people who have experienced that. But I would pray to God that I never have a run-in with an uncolored person because I don't know how I will respond. I haven't grown that much yet. It's going to take a little bit more than calling me a nigga. I could tell you that, though. They're going to have to call me a little bit more than a nigga. And for me to really want to put hands and feet on them because...
So that's a catch-22, right? This wasn't just a regular, you're a nigga, you and your niggas.
No, talk about me.
No, I know.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Because I feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I could ignore most white people.
Yeah.
I could see transparently through them when you're being negative. But when you fuck with my kids,
Facts.
when you come for those that
Facts.
come from my loins,
Facts.
you change the game.
Facts.
You attacked her kids.
Mm-hmm.
You threw a freaking iPad at her kid. And then you took his iPad in your house. Like I was telling Quay, I'm like, she did what any of us would have did, which was naturally react. Like, I'm going to knock on her door. And the sad part is that we don't get to be natural. We don't get to have a natural reaction. We got to take our time. We got to call the cops. We got to go through all these extra processes for these racist-ass cops to show up and not rectify the situation at all, which is why most black folks don't call the cops, especially in Florida, because you have a governor running around spewing nothing but hatred with his nasty little self. Somebody he want to be somebody's president. It's just crazy to me. It's crazy. And I pray that woman's children, that A.J. Owens' children, because I'm going to say your name, I pray for the space for your children to heal. I pray for the days that are going to come that these kids will not be able to make it make sense how their mom was here one day and gone the next. That baby that stood there with his mom to get an iPad, watched his mother take a bullet. I pray for those children. I pray for her mother. I pray for her family that as they prepare themselves, because it's not today, it's not tomorrow, it's not even the day after the funeral, it's the months, it's the year after. Look how fast time has passed since George Floyd, and we went from being extremely angry to life is normal. We have a black mayor who's running around here like a...
Girl, bye. You remember the time we did the George Floyd March and the 75th was up there laughing at us? I will never forget that. I will never forget them cops laughing at us out there protesting because they hurt one of our people. I would never, ever forget that. I would never forget that.
And that's why these marches are important. And that's why, we need to, stop being so complacent and so, blasé. We need to fight. We need to boycott malls. We need to stop shopping. We need to get out and vote. We need to make a difference because the world is showing us day by day that this could be us. 9 times out of 10 when we turn on the news, it's a black man, it's a young black man, it's a father, it's this. But today it's a woman. It's a mother of 4 children. I need us all to put that shoe on your foot because I know damn well I would have had the same freaking reaction.
Yeah.
What? You threw girl, white lady.
Yeah.
Come here, white lady.
Yeah.
You just threw an iPad at my kid.
Yeah.
Never mind the fact that you broke the iPad. Never mind the fact that you used. It's the fact that you threw it at my son, my 9-year-old.
You know why they're ignorant? They're ignorant because they think that we're lazy, that we're animals, that we're violent. But if you check America's history, white people, you have been violent since from the beginning of times. You have been violent. There's pictures, there's videos of you dragging people, burning people, doing all kind of craziness to black people, to other people. This is your track record. This is who you are. You're projecting. That's what you're doing. You are projecting what your people do onto us. That's what you're doing. And That's why I don't take them serious. Like, you don't see black people, like white people walk through this neighborhood all day, every day. Ain't nobody worried about them. Ain't nobody trying to chase you out the neighborhood or make it their business to call you names. But that's what y'all do to us. Y'all just so bothered. Y'all just so bothered. And again, you mad at us for situations that we have no control over. We're poor. Why you think?
Because
Why?
we can't get what we...
Who's causing this? Who's causing this? It's not like you've given us a boatload of opportunities and we just blew it. No, you don't get. We're not given that from the beginning. And when we do try to go out and get it, your people burn it down. Your people flood it. All right, let's talk about that. That's what you do.
What's your next song?
So I don't take them serious.
I want to go outside and beat up a white person who does that. Beat on grit, on sight.
Oh my God.
Beat a white person on sight. I'm sorry, let me take that back. I'm just saying, that's how you feel after you experience this. And not to say that, like, just like every cop is not a racist, narcissistic.
Yeah.
It's not, every cop isn't.
No.
And every white person and every white woman is. And I have some really dope white friends, too, that get it. They get us, they get it, and I get it, right? And so I don't speak for all whites. But for the racist Americans that hide behind guns and racism, I can't with it. It bothers my spirit that Florida is that Florida is a not only right to carry state, but you just you can just say I feared for my life enough, and then I shot Trayvon Martin.
That's why I never wanted to move there.
Girl,
I have
palm
sons.
trees are so pretty.
Easy target.
Yeah, no, we
I
are.
will not go there. I will not go to Virginia. There's a few places that I will never move my family to. Common law, absolutely
That's
not.
definitely a struggle for me as I'm ready to move and I want to do something different. I want to be somewhere different. I lie to you not. 2 minutes ago, I was like, I'm out. And now it's like, let me reevaluate the state that I'm choosing to go to if I'm going to take Dylan there and raise him from high school up, because I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine.
Well, my next topic is a happy one. I want to talk about my niece. Can you clap? Oh, can you clap it up for my niece? Clap it up for my niece. My niece, Blue Ivy, is on the stage tearing it up, dancing down. To you miserable people in them comments talking about it was giving stiff. She's 11 years old.
It was given you wish your mother and father had that much money. It was given I don't have to have anything more than
it was
be
given
Blue
you
Ivy.
wish you had that opportunity. That's what it was given.
I am Blue Ivy Carter. Get over yourself.
Girl.
Like how look at this kid calling me. How expressive do like she's 11.
11.
We gotta stop. Again, we're more concerned about the dance moves on this 11. Now, mind you, she was up there shaking, gyrating hard.
Beyonce's a horrible mother. She got her daughter. She got her daughter up there moving like that. She's a horrible mother. So, but I do just want to give shout outs and love to Blue Ivy and Beyonce. Okay, Beyonce, I just want to say you will definitely be playing yourself if you do not bring her out for the rest of the tour, because at this point, she's a part of it.
But I think what happens as a parent is that you just want to protect your children, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to protect my children, and we're ready for it. You know, Jay-Z's ready, Beyonce's ready, but not my kid.
Blue ready.
Like I almost wish that, meaning the controversy part.
Oh, no.
Yeah, almost like I wish that Kim Kardashian would slow down her daughter on social media as much as she is. It's not giving that.
No.
They're kids. I love celebrity parents that keep their kids out of the spotlight as much as they possibly can, because the world that we live in is so freaking cruel and so non-understanding that you have to keep them protected as long as you can. So I appreciate and applaud the parents who decide to keep them out, and they do that because you don't see these Carter babies nowhere. But ain't no way your mama is gonna do it. Like I would have had my kids up there too. Like, well, y'all better be glad them other two little babies ain't up there too. Okay.
And the song she's dancing to, you'll never take my power. My power, like all that Black Parade, like everything to just be proud of her whole entire existence. Like, I'm
I
here
say
for
kudos.
it. Yeah,
We're
give
gonna
her
clap.
another clap.
We're gonna clap y'all up
Give
one more
my
time
niece
for that,
another
because
clap.
I say go for it. I definitely say go for it.
Yes.
My last one was I'm following Tabitha Brown and her husband Chance, and they do Tabitha and Chance on Fridays. Got a whole little boop boop. It's Tabby and Chance, it's Tab and Chance.
That's the stuff I like.
Yes, and when I love them, I love it. It's like boop boop. She like drop the beat, drop the beat. They have a whole thing. Like I love it. It's inspiring. But one of the most recent topics that they talked about was, does her husband need female friends? And she very much was like, first of all, she wants y'all to know I see you in my husband's DMs. I read them all. And it stayed on the camera for an extra second just to let people know, like, stop playing with me. He kept saying, tab, tab, tab. And she was just like, and I love what she said. Like, no, he doesn't need, and that's not to say he cannot meet women. He don't need female friends, right? Because he comes with a wife.
Right.
So oftentimes it's like, and who are you? And where's your husband? And where you coming from? And I think that's so dope. I think that as I listened to their story and I follow that, I just thought that that was definitely newsworthy, because I think if we pay attention to more stuff in our relationships, it affects, it all goes hands in hand.
Yeah.
So for me, I love that was newsworthy, because it is. When you have I was watching Derek Jackson's wife's story, and even like that, right? So you have a celebrity who created his whole premise on trying to teach women how to identify the negativity in men, and yet he was that man. Yeah, he's a bird.
He's a bird.
Let me see, wait.
Shouting wheat.
What's that?
She said shouting wheat.
Shouting wheat.
Whatever it is, I don't understand. That's him, misunderstood.
Yeah.
We don't understand what you were
pressing
doing,
buttons.
sir.
That's what you
We
get.
all understand what you was doing.
You get
sir.
buttons. But to see that interview with his wife, and then turn around and see that conversation with Tabitha Brown and her husband Chance, and I just love it. So I just wanted to definitely shout out Tabitha Brown and her husband, and just tell you to thank you for continuing to motivate us. Thank you for sharing your truth.
Yeah.
We love you, Tabitha. We love you. So.
I do want to say, though, that as women, sometimes we have to take the responsibility. Like, if we respected other women and situations and relationships, then maybe men could have other female friends, but because you women be out here moving crazy sometimes, men too. I don't know. I'm very it takes two. I just feel like sometimes, because I'm not a perfect, and if my partner has a friend, like, I know that it's a friend, and, I don't know, because sometimes they need a voice outside of ours, sometimes they need to get a little bit of perspective, or like my wife likes this, or whatever, which one you think is better. Sometimes, sometimes a female friend could be very valuable, but it's all about the trust.
Yeah, I think when I get married, she's going to have to be our friend.
That's what I'm saying. She got to be our friend.
It's a two-way street.
Yes, she got to be our friend.
Yeah, she get you, she get me, we get us.
Right,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can always tell. You know the vibes. You feel the temperature. You know a chick that's gunning for your man, and you like, girl, bye.
Sit down.
Good.
A few times.
Girl, bye.
Which actually brings up a good topic as we were having free conversation. So why are we as women so combative with one another? Why are we each other's hardest critics? Culturally and then just environmentally, right? Like, I work in a building with a lot of women. I think I've only seen like a few men in the building. And women can be so catty, so nasty, so mean. It's like, why though? I find joy in when I see a beautiful woman saying, "Queen, your hair is rocking."
You look good, girl.
Yes,
I just want to tell you that you look so pretty today. And sometimes they be like, "Oh my God, I was having the worst day. Thank you for telling me that." So yeah.
I feel like we have to be better. I feel like we're taught to compete, and I hope that we learn to be. I'm hopeful and prayerful for the space that we can be better. Like, don't get me wrong, I got some dope female friends. I definitely do. I have a few. I have a nice little space of female friends, associates, acquaintances, friends, sisters, And for the most part, we all get along. We have some days where we want to take each other's heads off, but for the most part, we've all learned how to say, everybody wants to call me now. We've learned how to say, let's agree to disagree. And I think that's important. I want to know that, excuse me, if there's anything it's the wine, it's the bubbly. I want to know if
Got me jugged.
there's all kind of things going on here. I want to know that we can be better. I don't even down to like the phrase "no new friends." I believe that you can meet new friends. I believe that you can interact with women in different spaces because we are reasons, seasons, and like that's life is reasons and seasons. But I just wish that we can be better with each other. It just kind of hurts my feelings that we're worse with each other than men are to us.
Very much so, because you'll give a man 1,000 chances, but a female friend, the moment you get upset with her, straight cut that bitch off. You don't give her the grace like you would give a man, you know, when that relationship is just as important. Like, yeah, female relationships are dope. There's just somebody who could be like your mirror, like that's your strength. Like, y'all kind of walk in the same life. Like, you understand the struggles, and that's the one place where you could be safe, you know, with the right person. So I do think that female relationships are just as much important as romantic relationships. There's no hierarchy. Like, it's just very needed. It's needed. Who else is going to get me like a woman? A man is not going to get me, but a woman, she's going to get me. And, you know, women are we're big on emotions. You have to show me you love me. You have to show up for me. That's one thing about us, you know. And sometimes when we have women who haven't showed up for us, it's a little bit hard to trust a woman that is trying to show up for you, you know. So
I received that.
But I just wish we could be better. We could be better. We don't have to be fighting. We don't have to sleep with each other's men. It doesn't have to be competition. You look better than me. No, we're all beautiful. Like,
and so like that's the good. I know we can be. We can not. I wish we can be. We just have to constantly keep working on it, right? So the support group that I was in, Women of Worth. Hey, wow. We believe it or not, it was a group of 30 at one point. Many of our meetings were at least 15 to 20 African American women from different walks of life, from different experiences. Some of us weren't parents, most of us were parents, some of us were married, some of us weren't married. But we took the time to sit down with each other once a month and work through our spaces. Work through some of our personal shit that wasn't allowing us to show up appropriately, heal through some of that shit, and then also figure out how to coexist with other women. You know, from exercises like reassuring each other and not necessarily feeling like you have to say something nice back to me because I'm saying something to you, but actually just learning how to receive another woman telling you how dope you are, how amazing you are, how smart you are, how beautiful you are, and just allowing a woman to see you for that. And that was something that in the 2 to 3 years that I was with the ladies, that was a big part of my healing process. Yeah. That was the extra part of the connection towards even therapy, because you start to let go, right? And that's why most of us are so guarded. Experiences have created a space where we're guarded. Yeah. African American women carry bags that are so heavy and don't belong to us, that we don't necessarily always see the way that we're showing up. And because we don't see how we're showing up, we then don't understand how that is affecting the person that we're sitting next to. So I love the fact that I was able to experience a space where, one, I had to check myself. I had to learn to check myself and how I was showing up first before I can point the finger at how someone else is showing up or how someone else is treating me. I actually really had to like take a look at me, like, Eb, you're a little raggedy. Just a little raggedy. And I'm excited for the space where we as women actually start to have that more frequently, where we have that around us. I encourage us as women to take that time to heal, take that time to do the work, Take that time to want to do the work, right? Because some of us don't even identify that we're broken, because that's the other part. So I'm encouraged that we will be better. I'm encouraged that we'll constantly keep finding the spaces where we come together and we make each other great, and we show up better, and we show up more as a team, as opposed to and we work on that. I'm encouraged for the days where Black women can be in a room with each other and say, "Queen, you are rocking that outfit," or "Queen, how are you? Where's your crown? How you feeling?" And just be able to just do that with each other. I'm encouraged for that.
That's your hair, girl. You give it. We had a smoky building today. I told my coworker, it's all the smoke is outside because we got this hot woman in the building. She was like, "Stop it, stop it." But I would say, from the great Erykah Badu, and I quote, "Bag lady, you're gonna hurt your back dragging all them bags like
Lady.
that. I guess nobody ever told you. All you must hold on to is you. Is you. Is you."
Yeah, yes. Clap it up for the lyrics.
Badu.
We appreciate the Baduism. And as we bring this episode to an end, we appreciate and hope that you understood that we were just having a nice conversation, right? So I guess our topic was better relationships, right?
Better relationships.
Yeah, episode 7.
Better women relationships.
Better relationships amongst women.
Yeah.
Bam. You guys helped us.
Amongst women, yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta get into that. That has to be normalized. Let's normalize positive relationships with women.
Let's pay attention to the news that we shared in the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's be
this
more
woman
mindful.
that needs us. She needs us. Community, her children needs us.
AJ Owens.
So we need to show up. You know, I know it's like, oh, I don't know them. That is your family.
That can be you.
We're blood, right?
How about that? How about that can be any one of us? That can be myself. That can be Rhonda. That can be any woman, not any one of my sisters or friends or cousins. That can be any one of us, because that's the world that we're living in. So we need to be better. We need to come together. I'm waiting to see if they come up with a GoFundMe, if they come up with something for this woman's children, because I want to support that. I want to support that. I want to check in. I want to see, because I'm a mother. And so, like, come on, queens. Like, let's be better. Gentlemen, you play your part too.
Yeah.
But queens, like, we're encouraging each other from now to our next episode that we be better. The next time you see a woman, I encourage you to acknowledge that woman in the space that you share with her. To not just walk past each other, but to give each other just a moment of grace. Just one moment of grace.
It goes a long way. And that's why it's very important for me as an educator with children from all different kinds of walks of life, different cultures. I show up the opposite of what, people might be telling them who we are. So it's very important to me to represent us in a way that is just who we are. Phenomenal woman.
We're phenomenal.
Yeah, so thank you.
Indeed. Thank you guys. Once again, please click that amazing subscription button. Subscribe. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, it's Juneteenth.
It's coming, baby.
Yeah, Juneteenth is coming.
It's coming. I probably should have saved my shirt.
You should have. All right, guys.
Laughter is the way to life. Please live, love, laugh. Until the next one.
Next week.
Peace out.